Hi everyone, I hope everybody's doing well. I am Amina and I'm a beginner life coach. So I'm here to give some wisdom, as long as I have wisdom, and to help you with your questions and to present some ideas that I have, some videos, ideas. So if you have suggestions, if you have questions, you can leave everything in the comment sections below, and I will do my best to answer with honesty and the best that I can. So today I want to talk about keep the faith alive. This is the title actually. I don't know how to say it another way. So we need to keep the faith alive. No matter what you're doing in your life, you need to keep the faith alive. Usually when we want to do something, when we are seeking something, when we have a goal, we usually have fear that pops up, and that fear can keep us stuck if we don't have the tools to move forward and to just do things anyway despite the fear. So for example, some people want to build their business on the side. No, they want to build their business, but because they're so afraid, they don't even start anything, because they think, if I start a business, I may lose lots of money. Where would I find the time to do that? So maybe I will need to leave my job, and my family will end up sleeping on the streets because of me, things like that. And for those people, there is the concept of bootstrapping, or even building business on the side. So you can find that idea with Marie Folio, with Marie TV, or Chrissy Wrights, and probably many other people. But I mostly learned that from those two women. And they said, once you have an idea to create a business, instead of quitting your job altogether and going all out, for the business, you can start building it on the side. So you have your day job or your night job or your whatever job, and the time you have left aside, your free time, you start to build this business, and you grow it slowly until it makes enough money for you to quit your main job and to grow your business even further. In my case, for example, I had many ideas, and even when I was at university, I couldn't really choose a job. When they said, it's time to send your resume and apply for a job, I couldn't put my mind with just one thing, because I loved so many different things that I would want to, that I wanted to do, that I would want to do. And the idea of choosing just one, I couldn't. So even in the business area, it was the same thing. And that kept me stuck. And at some point you have fear that comes, and altogether you do nothing. Because now you cannot choose what you want, and you are afraid, and you're imagining all kinds of scenario, things are going bad. So that's when faith comes. No matter which projects you have in mind. So if you want to lose weight, and when you see yourself today, you're like, oh my God, how would I be able to do that? Where do I start? Or you want to start your business, or you want to go back to school and study something different. So today you're I don't know, what kind of example? You were a nurse, and now you want to be a hairstylist, things like that. Or you want to to buy a house, but you don't want to pay, you don't want a mortgage, let's say. So you want to find the money to buy a house without a mortgage. So all these things, they seem impossible sometimes because you have fear that kicks in and that tells you, oh, you're gonna waste your time. How can you do that? Really? Do you think you can do that? Who do you think you are? Do you think you're better than anybody else? If all those people, they want to buy a house with a mortgage, how can you just have a down payment of 100%? How can you do that? Stuff like that. And that's when you have to have a vision, and you have to have faith that that vision can actually happen. So, and how do you cultivate faith? In my case, for example, I was very pessimistic, and I won't say negative person, but it was more like I always imagined the worst. So I think maybe because I wanted to be prepared mentally, so when the thing happened, I'm not too shut down or too too bruised. Yes. And because I was doing this pessimistic thing, so when I had any idea of anything that I would like to do, even finding a job, I was like, you would never be able to do that. And at some point, I was really, really tired of thinking that way. And I was in a situation where I had nothing to lose. So I simply decided that day, you know what, I'm gonna start to do what I want to do, and I'm gonna believe and force myself to believe that it can actually work. That's how I started. I didn't have anything special. I didn't have, whatever. I was just tired of always being negative and of always being pessimistic and believing in nothing. So in my case, starting to have faith, I just forced myself. I simply decided, I'm gonna do it, and I'm gonna believe it's gonna work, because I've been on the other side and it doesn't work. So let's try it this time. And even if I'm disappointed later, it's okay. So I was willing to have the faith to try, not say try, to do what I wanted to do, to start what I wanted to do, and to believe that it could actually happen. It could actually happen, and to be okay if it didn't work, because I wasn't willing to live in negative way. I didn't want that anymore. And that's when things started to shift in my life. So because I had more faith, I forced myself to have more faith. I tried more things, and because you tried many things, some of them work. So your life improves because of that. And because you see that some things are working now, you have more faith and more confidence in yourself. And you're still being humble, but you know that the more I try, the more chances I have that things work. So that was the process for me. It wasn't anything magic. It just was like, okay, let's just do it. Let's just start to believe. Every time you're gonna do something new, you will always have a new set of fears. So that's something I read in Christy Wright's book, Business Boutique. And I was like, oh, you're so right. Every time you try something new, a new fear comes. So even when you have kind of mastered the previous fear, a new one will come. So you need to be prepared that fear is always coming your way no matter what you're doing. And you need to always have that faith and be okay that Not everything will work and it's fine, but at least you're trying. And that's what's important. Just keep trying and gain momentum. And even if you're bruised, take the time to heal and then come back, but never, never, never abandon. You can do something if it's not the right thing. At some point, you will know it, and then you just pivot to something different. But don't give up the idea of doing things you want to do. That's what's important. To finish this video, when I was talking earlier, at some point I said I tried, but I just corrected myself because there is a pastor, Pastor Rochelle, I think. Yeah, I forgot his name. But he said something that was really, really good. Stop trying and start training. He changes everything, because when you try, you have the idea of, oh, it can fail and I'm not 100% engaged. But if you say I'm training, that means, I am working towards a goal. So if I start to do this thing and it fails, that means I don't have enough training, so I continue. And then at some point you're gonna reach the goal, or a goal. And at some point, at that moment, you can say, oh, my training is over for this phase. Now I can move to the next one, because training never stops, actually. Never stops. So yeah, so we are going to finish on that note. I think it was Pastor Groeschel. I don't remember his first name, but he did a live stream in January, I think, with Dave Ramsey. And yes, it was really good. He had he talked about training instead of trying, and that hit me really hard, and I really liked it. So if you want, you can check this video on the Dave Ramsey, the Ramsey Solution, I think, Dave Ramsey YouTube channel. You're gonna see it in January something. So thanks for watching this video. I hope it wasn't too long. As usual, if you have questions, like I said in the beginning, please leave your comments and questions and suggestions below. If you find what I'm doing here helpful, please leave a thumbs up, like the video, and if you haven't subscribed yet, please do so if you value what I'm doing, and share the video with other people. So thanks again for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye.